there's a greener pasture here dito
Mm.
sa Web3 kasi talagang ang daming mga companies, ang daming mga blockchain protocols na naghahanap ng dev. Ito pa yung maganda,
Mm.
meron pa silang sistema mga incentivized learning. Imagine this, developer ka, programmer ka,
Mm.
and then inaaral mo na yung tech, binabayaran ka pa nila.
Welcome back to another episode of Kaka Computer. And in today's episode, pag-uusapan natin yung blockchain and cryptocurrency. So let me start with a question. Ano ba yung blockchain?
Okay. So siguro no, pag sinabi nga kasi nating blockchain, ito yung technology no na mostly ang ginagawa ng blockchain is para siyang ledger, okay?
Mhm.
Pero lahat ng mga tinatawag nating nodes o yung mga servers is merong copy neto.
Mhm.
And then nagkakaroon sila ng way na mag-agree majority
Mhm.
kung ano talaga yung pinakatamang version. So kung ano yung naka-record dun sa majority, yun yung sinusunod, no?
Mhm.
So kung in layman's term naman, is technically para siyang sabihin na natin yung pader na mga
Okay.
may hollow blocks
Alright.
na kapag yung mga transactions is nagpapatong-patong-patong,
Mhm.
pero pag tinry mong sapakin, hindi siya natutumba agad-agad.
Mhm.
So yeah, technically yun yung blockchain.
So it's a technology that relies on top of each other. Ganun siya.
Mhm.
And I think it's really, when I see blockchain, it's a power of the people. It's a
Mhm.
community.
Yep.
Like, it's building on trust.
Mhm.
Na I trust you, I trust you, I trust me, I trust you. And then, parang alam mo yung walis ting-ting?
Uh-huh.
Di ba one walis ting-ting napuputol? I
Hmm.
see blockchain like that. Na parang when the walis ting-ting is together, kahit anong dumi sa sahig, it can walis, right? So that's what I see blockchain. It's really the power of the individuals together. And it's saying na this is correct.
Mhm.
That we should trust this. It's building trust within
Mhm.
everybody.
So, contrary to that, hindi lang yung source of truth is just one source lang, no?
Yeah.
So, there are
Yeah.
multiple sources of truth. And ako, I like to think of blockchain as sa mga programmers dyan, yung linked list. Na parang siyang nodes
Right.
connecting on top of each other, and then immutable siya. Hindi mo pwedeng ma-edit yung node kasi may copy yung isa eh.
Yes.
So, yun, it's essentially, decentralized, ganun. And,
Siguro in terms of trust lang, madagdag ko lang dun sa nasabi ni
Mhm.
Madam is, yung trust na yon is although nagtitiwala tayo sa isa't isa, it is actually guided by the source code mismo
Mhm.
na pare-pareho kayo ng version na ginagamit. That's why the consensus is being generated.
This is the real check and balance,
Yep.
right?
Ah.
This is real check and balance.
Now, with blockchain comes cryptocurrencies. So, anong connect ng mga crypto sa blockchain?
Basically, cryptocurrencies are just a use case of the blockchain technology as a whole. Kasi parang umbrella yan eh. So, at the very top, we have Web3, which is what we call the next iteration of the internet,
Mhm.
powered by the blockchain technology.
Right.
And so, Web3, blockchain, and then under the blockchain, we have different use cases. We have infrastructure, and we have crypto, and many others, of course. So, basically, cryptocurrency is just, it's like a store of value na since blockchain nga is immutable, since blockchain is transparent, some people call cryptocurrencies as the next type of money.
Mhm.
Kasi nga, yon hindi pwedeng ibahin ng, hindi pwedeng,
Mabago yung value.
hindi
na,
pwedeng mabago yung value. Yung kung ano yung na-debit sa'yo, kung ano yung na-credit sa'yo, yun na yun. No one can hack that and no one can change that.
And people see it, right?
Mm.
It's in,
Lahat makikita
Yeah.
yung transactions and all.
Yeah.
Right?
Siguro to add lang din about dun sa crypto per se, no, is kaya siya tinatawag na crypto kasi isa siyang tipo ng application na naka-deploy sa blockchain na may sinusunod din na set of standards ng functions,
Right.
no, na tsaka mo lang matatawag na, say for example, ERC20 token yung specific crypto na to
Mm-mm.
dahil nga it follows that specific standards na dun nagkakaroon ng hold ng store of value. Kasi iisa yung pagkakaprogram ng lahat ng yun.
Mm-mm. And blockchain is not a really new technology. It's been around for some time now. And what industries has it been integrated into, or saang mga industries siya usually ginagamit?
Usually mga financial systems, but
Mhm.
right now in the general Web3 of things, dami na lalo gaming, sobrang dami since we can now tokenize assets,
Mhm.
mga real world assets
Yung
even.
mga NFTs,
Yeah.
no? Mm-mm.
Dami na.
Okay. Siguro naman, ayun nga, sobrang heavy ng blockchain technology talaga sa fintech, no? And we're seeing a lot of use cases din talaga na nagpo-point na into real world assets. Actually, sa personal ko, no, yan yung isa sa pangarap ko mangyari. Kasi lalo sa usapang on-ramp, off-ramp ng kaperahan, kung ikaw ay developer na, for example, nagsimula ka dati ng around 2007, napakahirap maningil ng pera. At
Right.
maningil at
Yes.
mag-kolekta, literal, at mag-disburse ng funding, no? Na kung saan nakikita ko yung future talaga din ng blockchain na it will definitely work as a payment gateway kung sakali. So
Yeah.
talagang super heavy ngayon sa side ng fintech, but a lot of use cases for sure in terms of AI and sa side ng health, we will definitely see it coming.
And ako in my experience, it's so hard to transfer bank to bank,
Mhm.
country to country.
Right.
I mean, like,
may mga Swift code pa.
Oh, may mga Swift
borderless
code like,
payment. Ganun.
but if you transfer crypto, it's like in seconds. Money is with your friend. So, share ko lang yung experience ko, no, na what I really experienced. So, I game. Like, we talked about, sabi nga ni Tio kanina, gaming. Ito nga, gaming, gusto kong bumili ng account in that game. And then, he's Indonesian. And then, how do I transfer Philippine peso from my bank
Mhm.
to his bank in Indonesia? And then, naisip ko, may bangko pa, kailangan kong, because in crypto also, in Web3, identity is so, your identity is parang, you don't want your identity to be out there. So, gamer to, I don't wanna give my entire name
Mm-mm.
to this person, but we want to do the transaction. It's not illegal, but you just wanna pay money there, right? So, parang na-experience ko na, shucks, it's gotta be crypto. Sabi ko, pwede ba USDT na lang? Na, can I transfer USDT sa'yo instead? So, imagine the trouble of doing that, bank details, malaman mo yung person. And it's also 3 to 5 banking days.
Mm.
That's too much na yung trust nung person, lalo na if like sabihin natin it's a 1,000 USD value. Parang kinakabahan ka, 7 days na, hindi pa rin dumadating yung pera. Pero pag USDT yan, split second, andyan na yun agad.
And
So-
you're at the mercy of the of the banking institutions,
Yeah.
kung kailan sila mag-open, kailan sila, unlike
Right.
in crypto na 24/7 kaya yung trading.
Yeah, yung trading
Siguro,
pwede,
oo.
di ba?
To
And-
put up lang din about din doon, no, na siguro yung about sa banking, talagang may clearing yon. Pero kung doon naman tayo sa usapang remittance, ang laki din ng fees.
Yes.
Grabe. Although instant, pero ang sakit sa puso.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and to add to that, no, aside sa remittances, transfers and all, ngayon kasi yung mga financial institutions na, yun nga, as part of the industries that Web3 or blockchain technology is disrupting, it basically blockchain technology allows for democratization and decentralization of certain industries or certain, sabihin na natin, for example, non-financial advice, investment vehicles. Like, right now, sa current industry natin sa financials, there are vehicles na pwede ka lang mag-open ng account if you have 500,000 pesos, if you have 5 million, and so on.
Yeah.
But in Web3, in blockchain technology, it allows for even the smallest type of person or citizen of any country to participate.
Mhm.
So, yun yung pinakamagandang, marami din siya nabibigay na opportunity.
Siguro ang last lang na masasabi ko about dun sa current use case din ni blockchain is yung decentralization ng mga communities
Mm-mm.
na mostly known ngayon as decentralized autonomous
yung DAOs.
organizations, yung mga
Ayun.
DAOs.
DAOs, yes.
Na nagkakaroon talaga ng botohan na ano yung gusto nilang gawin. So nagpo-propose yung certain people na within the part na allowed siya na mag-propose, no? So parang may certain number of type siya ng token
Mm-mm.
to vote or to propose. And then from that, yung mga eligible din to do the voting is nagbobotohan sila
Mhm.
to make it happen. No?
And with that said, I'd like to thank our sponsor for today's episode.
PC Rift, your one-stop shop for affordable, quality pre-built computers. Looking for a powerful, reliable PC without breaking the bank? Look no further. At PC Rift, we offer top-tier pre-built computers designed to meet your needs, whether you're gaming, working, or everything in between. High performance, affordable prices, built to last with warranty. Visit our Facebook page and unlock the power of your next PC.
Going back, so when we say when we use blockchain for like transactions and all, so it could also be a vehicle for yung mga illegal or malicious entities, di ba? So it could be used for ransom, ganyan.
Actually,
Right.
that's my experience. Kaya ako nakilala si Bitcoin, si Ethereum, blockchain technology. In 2017 or 2018, I was actually surfing through the dark web.
Mhm.
And doon ko nakilala yung blockchain technology actually. That it's being used as, payments in illegal matters. But yun, I dig deeper. Like, there's more into it kasi.
Because you're anonymous di ba?
Right.
You're hindi mo in-expose yung location mo, yung name mo. All you have is your wallet address, no? Diba? And with that said, when we talk about transactions, may term tayo na gas fee. Ano ba yung gas fee?
Okay. So siguro sa usapang gas fee nga, no, ito naman yung tinatawag na literal sa layman's term, yung alam natin transaction fees
Mhm.
sa mga bagay-bagay. Pero ang pagkaka-design nito mostly sa blockchain is talagang binaburn niya ito, no, na walang nakikinabang dun sa gas fee. Kasi most of the time, pag ang alam natin transaction fees is naniningil to kasi merong kumukubra sa gilid ng mga fees na
For
yun.
the
no?
profit of the
Yes,
institution.
pero the gas fee is actually being burned na nawawala siya doon sa supply. So, yeah.
So that everything is moving, no?
Mhm.
Yun yung nagpapa-move sa kanya. Alright. Now, we talked about yung like how it's integrated in our industries and so on. How about career opportunities in blockchain? Meron ba? Ano bang yung mga skills na kailangan doon?
Nako, iba't iba. Lalo ngayon, di ba, kasi pag sinabi mong Web3, it's just the next iteration of the internet. Basically, lahat ng opportunities na meron sa Web2, yung internet natin ngayon, meron sa Web3. Especially for developers, since this is a very new thing, ang dami pang kailangan i-build, ang dami pang kailangan i-explore. Even kami, medyo matagal na kami sa industry, 3 to 5 years na. Pero kami mismo, yung technology na-explore pa namin hanggang ngayon. And with that said, yung opportunities for developers, mapa-student ka man, actually marami kaming initiatives for students na developers. We really teach them about smart contract coding, programming. Kasi hindi namin kayang explore lahat. So kami, we really advocate for developers to really try smart contract development para we explore together. And with exploration comes opportunities kasi yun nga, may mga full-time jobs, may mga even bounties, pag-contribute sa open source, sobrang dami. Just for developers, but for other industries, sobrang dami rin.
Okay. So, to add lang din doon, no, ayun nga, in terms of opportunities actually, makita natin na yun doon sa Web2, yung traditional side of internet, although we say it traditional, it's still the
It's still the
current,
present.
the current state of the internet, no, na ang dami pa rin naman talagang opportunities. Ang problema lang, yun nga, may mga part na oversaturated na. So sa BPO, yung mga programming, yung mga websites, madalas puro talagang ang dami ng freelance for that, no. Ang we want to also have the developers realize na there's a greener pasture here. dito sa Web3 kasi talagang ang daming mga companies, ang daming mga blockchain protocols na naghahanap ng dev. Ito pa yung maganda, meron pa silang sistema mga incentivized learning. Imagine this, developer ka, programmer ka, and then inaaral mo na yung tech, binabayaran ka pa nila.
You
Ganon.
earn while you learn.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
ang pinaka nangyayari sa side namin is kakanda kami ng workshops, code camps, and hackathons. Most of this, may mga bounties pa and incentives and awards na madadagdag mo sa portfolio mo. So, talagang dito, nakikita mo na nagkakaroon ng convergence yung pag-build mo ng portfolio ng social proof mo online. Pero, ang maganda doon is yung proof na yun is undeniable kasi nasa blockchain siya.
Yeah.
Minsan nga, mag-e-explore ka lang, may airdrop pa.
Exactly.
Diba?
So-
And then they're also saying about devs lang. Actually, there's equal opportunities in Web 2 and Web 3. Kasi they're devs. I was a dev before. Sabihin natin nag-dev ako. But actually, I'm a product designer in Web 3. So, all opportunities actually that we have for Web 2, pareho lang. Kasi designer ako pero for Web3. May marketing in Web3. Alam niyo yung pinaka-problema namin ngayon? May mga traditional marketing firms doing the same marketing in Web2, in Web3, but it doesn't really work. So alam mo yung kailangan mong kalimutan lahat ng alam mo sa Web2 para makapag Web3. But it's actually the same opportunities.
Yeah.
But just different. So,
Yeah.
diba?
And last thing din kasi that I wanted to instill in every developer is isipin nyo, Web3 is just the internet in 1995. What if we're alive back then? Ako yun, kakapanganak ko lang noon, 1995. Age reveal. Pero kung buhay lang ako at siguro kung college or working professional na ako at that time, isipin nyo bago yung internet, I would really dive in. Kasi it's an opportunity and right now I'm thinking of internet as a missed opportunity, like the very first internet. Sana para na tayong Jeff Bezos ngayon na may Amazon na tayo, di ba?
Tama.
Pero yun kasi the time now is everything is shifting and we don't want to miss this opportunity. Now we are still very early. We are still on the exploration phase.
Siguro to connect lang to what Madam has said na parang kakalimutan mo yung alam mo totality doon sa Web 2 o sa current state of the internet is, ayun nga, ang magandang emphasis doon is lahat tayo bagito dito. As in, talagang sabay-sabay tayong natututo and ang maganda dito, it's an abundant opportunity for all na hindi natin kailangan maghatakan pababa.
Yes.
More on collaboration actually.
Yes.
Yan yung magandang kultura ngayon sa web.
Diba? It's going back to blockchain.
Yeah.
It's the power of the individuals doing something together.
So developers, the futures is yours for the taking in blockchain.